Rich, fostering rich customer service across all locations island-wide.
The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development launches the Youth Summer Employment Program YSEP at the William Knibb Auditorium on Friday, June 28, 2024. Tune in to the entertainment block as they broadcast from the launch from 1 to 5 p.m. Come and find out how YSEP has contributed to over 40,000 youth employment opportunities and hear from the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. That's a live broadcast of the Youth Summer Employment Program launch June 28 during the entertainment block from 1 to 5 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Talk Up Youth and Talk the Truth. I ask the bush that representing for Talk Up Youths here and Nationwide 90 FM every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Jamaica, our young people are world leaders, innovators, and game changers. They are creative, intelligent, bold, and they are champions. My youths, you have the power to transform Jamaica. Our country needs your ideas, your opinions, your solutions, and your support. Full time now, we kick out crime and violence, rape culture, unemployment, and all of the other problems in Jamaica land we love. I'm Empress Scolding, encouraging all young people to come make we talk up, upon Talk Up Radio. Go on with it, youths. Talk Up Youth. Myself a Talk Up Youth.
Mad something. Hey, follow me now, I see you now. Hey, upset her. See how upset her. Score outside now. On and on and on and on. I'm a winner. You know the dance. I'm a winner. Hey, watch out now. I'm on the set. Oh, we're winning right now, you winning. Say we're winning right now. Then forget that show up into what we living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now. Cause we're winning right now, yeah. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Hey, watch out now. Hey, I'm a walking W. Learn from the L's. Turn them in a medal in a trophy and bells. Every day you see we with them on our next level. Break records like we cracking eggshells. And every single ounce of effort we expel. It's all about progress cause we have to excel. I watch them looking like success we dress well. Boom. Another knockout for the ring the next bell. I'm about to send my haters a card to get well. Cause I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it, but that's the whole gist of it. I hate in the beauty when we did not with a bit. Cause I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, you winning. Say we're winning right now. Then forget that show up into what we living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, yeah. I say we're winning right now. So every day you see me, we are the reigning champ. And at the cloud with the silver line we reigning from. Cause if you see some of the places where we're hailing from, it's just the type of place we should be failing from. But now we're winning. Yes, every quarter, every inning. Bolt if I tracks and then I films if I swimming. You know that there's no giving in no matter the circumstances we're living in, you hear me? I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, baby. Say we're winning right now. If we get that trophy to what we're living right now, cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now.
90 FM, the best revolution station in Jamaica. And whether you are listening to us on 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, or 90.9 FM band, Digiplay or Flow, we are glad to have you here listening to us this morning. And you are listening to none other than the voice of your boy, Malik, and none other than
Cardane.
It's going to be an M&K extravaganza this morning here on the Talk Up You radio show. It is all about making the most of the summer. And you know what? Exams are finishing up. The time is extremely hot. But we also see some rain coming now to kind of cool us down. So, what are your summer plans? That's what we're going to be discussing today. But before we get into any more of the discussions, we need to tell our listeners all about what we have in store for them in this episode.
Definitely. So in our What Say You segment, we'll be speaking about the recent examination, which is PEP and results. And even if you have a niece or nephew, you want to call in and just, share the good news with us, you can definitely call in by our radio number, which is 876-630-9371. And also we'll be speaking about...
We'll also go into, in our Youth for Chat segment, taking a minute to relax and talk about our plans for the summer and how we plan to make the most of it. So if you want to share, please go onto our YouTube page now or give us a call and tell us some of the activities or plans you have in store to make the most of your summer. We also know that Cardane, summer is a difficult time for our young people because they have to also think about what is next. What are those thoughts and emotions you're having about the next step? Graduation season is on the horizon. Some persons have graduated already. What are those plans that you have in store next? So we want to have that discussion with young people to see as well. During the summer, what is the mindset that they're going to be using to put them into the next phase of their lives? So we have this and so much more coming up today on the Talk Up Youth radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, coming to you live on Nationwide 90 FM. And today we are the voice of making the most of summer. Talk Up Youth, Mr. F.A. Talk Up Youth. We'll soon come back.
Hey, watch out now. Hey, I'm a walking W. Learn from the L's. Turn them in a medal in a trophy and bells. Every day you see we with them on the next level. Break records like we cracking eggshells. And every single ounce of effort we expel. It's all about progress, cause we have to excel. I watch out. Looking like success, we dress well. Oh, another knockout for the ring the next bell. I'm about to send my haters a card to get well, cause I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it, but that's the whole gist of it. I hate in on the beauty when winning now we have it, cause I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, you be. Say we're winning right now. We forget that trophy to what we living right now, cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now, oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now, yeah. I I say we winning right now. So every day you see we are the reigning champ. And at the cloud with the silver line we reigning from. Cause if you see some of the places where we hailing from, it's just the type of place we should be failing from. But now we're winning. Yes, every quarter, every inning. Bolt if I tracks and then I fence if I swimming. You know that there's no giving in no matter the circumstances we're living in. You hear me? I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, baby. Say we're winning right now. If we get a trophy to what we're living right now, cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now, oh, we're winning right now. I thanks for giving right now, God. I said we're winning right now.
Share in the experience at Fontana Pharmacy. We have a wide variety of items in store just for you. Fill your prescriptions while you shop. And senior citizens enjoy 10% off. Shop household, cosmetics, toys, and many other departments. We also offer curbside pickup and delivery. Visit our website at fontanapharmacy.com. Fontana Pharmacy, where it's all good inside.
This outstanding 6'4" athlete credits Jamaica with her first Olympic victory ever.
Jamaica is filled with Olympians.
World record holder McKinley dashes into the lead.
We must never forget the forerunners of Jamaican Olympic greatness.
Coming into the home stretch, it's Wint who challenges the leader.
Win or lose, athletes never forget their Olympic experience.
Fairly knotty and devastated. Another world-class field. And Hemmings is going to do it. Hemmings wins it. She's the champion.
Win or lose, Jamaicans will cheer the loudest at the Olympics so that the world will never forget who we are.
And Usain Bolt is moving away. And Jamaica retained their title. And the world record has been taken apart. Oh, I say.
From July 26 to August 11, tune in only to Nationwide 90 FM for the coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, because we're here to ensure that you never forget. Nationwide's coverage is powered by our bronze sponsors: National Road Operating and Constructing Company Limited, Grace Foods, Spirits Expression Sports Lounge, Imperial Optical Jamaica, Rainforest Caribbean, and Sunshine Snacks.
Mad something. Hey, follow me now, I see you now. Hey, upset her. See how upset her. Score outside there. Running. I'm a winner. You know the dance. I'm a winner. Hey, watch out now. I'm on the sun. Oh, we're winning right now, you win. Say we're winning right now. Don't forget that trophy to what we're living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. Our Thanksgiving right now. Cause we're winning right now.
Welcome back to the Talk of Youth radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, coming to you live on Nationwide 90 FM. And today we are the voice of making the most of your summer. And today you have the MK Explosion in studio, Malik and Kardane. And we are here to take you through why it is you should make the most of your summer. A very hot summer. It's already very hot, but thank God I see a little bit of rain outside. It's a very nice sunny day in Kingston City, but I see a little bit of overcast clouds out there, so we may expect a bit of afternoon showers. But you know, before we get into our discussion about making the most of the summer, how was your week, Cardine?
Well, my week was a long week indeed. It was a long week. Graduation is next month, by the way. And, you know, just preparing and applying for scholarships and stuff for university. It has been just a long week. How about you, Malik?
Tis this season. My week was as busy as yours. Not graduation practice this time around. A lot of work, a lot of reading, and a lot of catching up with things on my desk. But I think as young persons, it shows us that no matter how busy we get, we have to balance as best as possible. So exams are finished now. C-Sec and Cape are done.
Thank God. They are.
So how was that for you?
C-Sec and City and Guilds and all those examinations, they were good. You know, they were really good. I must say, we were speaking about the exam yesterday, the English paper, where C-Sec wrote a passage pertaining to asking us, when female asks us how do they look, they wrote a passage on the exam about that, and we were just laughing about it and said that that's the best thing C-Sec could ever bring.
A very nice, interesting, and controversial topic.
Because it was very interesting, but exams were really good. They were really good.
So I know everybody's waiting with bated breath, but don't stress too much about the results. Right now is the time to focus on enjoying the well-earned relaxation and rest. So, question of the day then. What does your ideal summer look or sound like? So you can join us and calling and tell us what your ideal summer looks or sounds like by calling us at 630-9371 to 74. So that's 71, 72, 73, 74. And also, you can send us a message on our YouTube page. We are live right now. Good morning to our YouTube viewers. And just share what your ideal summer sounds or looks like. So let me ask you first, sir. What does your ideal summer sound look like?
My ideal summer sounds like, you know, just relaxing, but also working.
Okay.
Yeah, and
why work though? Work in the summer?
This summer is going to be a sort of different summer.
Okay.
Because, you know, the transition of going into university, it's just a bit different. You know, normally we think about going to school September and all this and all that. But this summer is going to be really different. I don't know what to expect. But I'm optimistic about it.
And what does the relaxation part look like?
You know, we have junior council retreat. That is definitely something that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely. How about you? What's your ideal summer?
My ideal summer is beach, river, beach. Because it's just so hot.
I mean...
So you need that little space to cool down. And also, I think it's very important because, you know, many of us, every summer we're just used to being shipped off by our parents to the States or to Canada. And I mean, nothing is wrong with that. But we realized even since COVID that there are so many places and undiscovered sites right here in Jamaica.
So true, some hidden gems.
Trust me, that we can explore and look forward to.
That is definitely something that I'm looking forward to, just exploring Jamaica this summer. You know.
Important.
Plus the work also.
Can't leave out the money, the ching. All right.
So, when most people think of summer, they think of freedom, relaxing, and also pleasure. But other persons see it as a cruel time in the year when they get themselves ready, for financially with summer and getting jobs, applying for scholarships, and just making the most out of summer, and also doing a lot of decision making in terms of going back to school, applying for scholarships, thinking about which university or college you want to go to. So this summer is definitely going to be one of, you know, very importance for some of us. Not like Malik, but
for all of us, it's important because, you know, when you think about it as well, though you said about going to a new school or thinking about what degree program you want to study in college, what's also important for many young people is what color bag they're going to wear to school next year. Do you remember? Okay, exactly. Do you remember you want to match what bag, or if you're in primary school, what bag you want to match with your lunch kit and what shoes you want to wear? So it's important.
Yeah, everything is changing now, really and truly. You know, everybody wants spray ground, Clarks, and all that. In our days, Malik, let me say,
in your days,
in my days, we mostly just go about like Jansport and
Jansport is king.
Yeah, just that. Really
But joining us in studio today, let's bring them into the conversation.
Definitely.
We have Tyreek Gregory,
Yeah.
and of course, our very own Naomi Miller will join us a little later on Zoom. And they're here today to discuss with us all the little tips, do's, and don'ts, specifically when we're thinking about transitioning students, transitioning from one level of study to the other.
Yeah.
And of course, later on, we'll also bring them in to bringing more advice and tips on, just maximizing generally that time in the summer when you need to reflect on what's next for you.
True.
So, welcome to the show, Tyreek. How are you today?
I'm okay. Thanks for having me.
And for us, we want to know for you, firstly, the question of the day is, how are you going to be making the most of your summer?
Yeah. Make most of my summer, trying to be a bit all-rounded. So
Okay.
some enjoyment to it. Also trying to get ahead of the next coming school year.
Mhm.
So reading ahead, since we have some outline ideas of what to do. But above all, relaxation. Like, you have to make sure we don't overburn ourselves before the coming school year.
So what are you studying currently?
I'm actually a medical student in my first year, heading to my second year
Okay.
at UWI.
How was that for you? This
Well-
school year, the past school year, that is.
It was a great experience, but also one that taught me a lot. It had a lot of manipulation to it, meaning that I had to learn how to change some of my younger-minded ways. Things that worked in high school did not work in university at
Thank
all.
you for that advice.
Okay, taking notes, Cardine.
Yes, indeed.
And you said relaxation because it's important. So, doctor to be, because you say you're doing medical sciences.
Yes.
What does relaxation look like for you this summer?
Relaxation for me is a part of building my well-being. So big part of it is working out. Like, now I have more time to myself to actually have a workout schedule.
Right.
So some bit of light working out, some cardio and exercise, keeping the mind fit as well. So
Okay, great.
music and art, because I'm a part-time artist somewhat.
Ah, nice. And I see Naomi is now online on Zoom. Hi, Naomi. How are you? Are you hearing us now? I think she's still coming in, so we'll bring her back in again. So you said, relaxation. So you didn't work on the summer body, but you're using the summer to work on the body now is what you're saying. Important. So, when we think about as well, Cardine, all this time that we have to reflect in our summer, another important factor that you mentioned just now was summer jobs and internships. Why you think first and foremost, this is one of the ideal things you should add to the start of your making the most of summer list?
Well, definitely, we have to think about this part, especially about our summer jobs and internship programs, because, it's definitely something that can help us to be a bit more prepared towards the working world, especially for students who are leaving high school and going into university.
Yeah.
You're going to need a lot of voluntary hours, especially for university students also. It's going to be a huge deal in terms of getting in those hours. So if you can find an internship program or even find a summer job, it's definitely very important and crucial, because it definitely helps you to have that real world sort of relevance thing to it, So that is something that you should definitely pursue and think about.
Tyke, what are your views on summer jobs and internships? Because you said, we need to be resting and relaxing and working on our summer bodies and exercising, but are summer jobs and internships important?
They are very important. As I mentioned, having some all-rounded nature to it, meaning that, yes, in a sense, you'd view jobs and internship as the education part of the summer, meaning it's where you can go and learn new experiences, acquire, as you mentioned, voluntary hours and stuff like that. So it's very important, but at the same time, still to find time for
yourself.
For yourself. Okay.
And I think it's very important, as you said, that, you're using the time to help you focus more on what is the next stage of your life, also give you a jump start or a head start on, what you may want to do, because some internships as well, especially if you're working a field where you get that exposure, you can think, well, this isn't for me, or this maybe is for me. Naomi, you're here with us now? I see you nodding your head on the Zoom. Can you hear us? I'm still not hearing you. So I'm going to give you some time to try again to come back into us. But also, it's important to make a little change because I don't think you want to always be depending on your parents forever, especially in summer. Because now you need that extra sense of independence. To be able to do the things you want to do without saying, hey, mom and dad, I need more money for this or that. So I think having that extra money in your pocket as well is very important for you during the summer season. But you just said to us earlier, Tyreek, that, you had to change your ways or your method of thinking from high school to university because you are just now finishing up your first year. Share with our listeners, like a Curdy now, who is also having those thoughts, how was that feeling for you? Thinking about it in retrospect now, last year, rewind a bit for them. Last year into this year, what were the thoughts rushing through your mind in your summer before heading to university?
Well, I should mention that I was on a gap year actually.
Okay.
So there's that little gap period where I was working, and then the summer, unlike most persons, I had to take that time to leave the working space and get to our summer. The thing that I really want to emphasize is that coming from high school, there was always the mentality to say, once I pay attention in class, and then of that 1 month before exams, I could always catch up, right? But in university, I realized that was not the best way to go about it, especially in the first semester. You have to think of it like a marathon and not a sprint. Meaning that I had to input certain things along the way, meaning that weekly studies, weekly recaps, and stuff like that to make the process easier when it comes closer to final exams. You do not want to be in a case where you're rushing or trying to get all the topics done adequately the week before the exam, because by that point, there's something that you have to compromise on. So, seeing it as a marathon and not as a sprint
is important.
True.
Pacing yourself. So now you, Curtin, you're going through all these emotions now about next year. What's the main one on your mind now?
I really think it's right now just relaxing and just saying that I think my mental health comes first, and I always emphasize this: prioritize your mental health.
Why?
So,
why should you?
I think really and truly, in my personal perspective, I always try to prioritize my mental health because it's just something that I think once my mental health is at rest and my mind is at peace, then I can just relax and then go for it and do whatever, I think that should be achieved or whatever.
And I see Naomi nodding her head and agreeing with you. Does that mean she's now hearing?
Yeah.
Hi, Naomi. Are you now hearing us?
Hi.
Hi, guys. How are you?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good. So, question of the day that we've been discussing is, how does your ideal summer look like or sound like?
To be honest, if I'm supposed to be so truthful, my ideal summer look like me being in my bed, watching another Tyler Perry movie.
Okay.
But that's just the lazy aspect to me. But truly, my ideal summer is to actually be able to hang out with my friends freely, and not only that, but to be able to strike a balance between doing things that are fun and productive and finding myself more in different avenues.
I like that. So we've been having this discussion with Tyreek here with us in studio about, another consideration in summer. Obviously the rest, the relaxation, the working on the summer bodies, the enjoying time with friends is summer internships or jobs. Do you think they're important, and why?
Definitely. But may I say something? Aren't we supposed to prepare for the summer body before summer?
I thought
Not
so
during
too.
Summer?
I thought so too.
That's true.
But he said he didn't have time throughout the year, so now he's doing the catch up during the summer.
Oh,
and then we got the
so he's aiming
advantages
for
as well.
August, not
Exactly.
July.
Maybe there you go.
All
There
right.
you go. That's a convincing argument.
In relations to your question about internship, I think it's very important, especially when you're at a specific age group. Looking at from 16 upwards, I think it's quite important. It helps with the transitioning period that our feelings that we have. We learn how to better be able to handle a job interview, how to apply, how to put yourself out there to become more marketable. And it actually, like, other than that, it subconsciously puts this ambitious drive within you that I have a set goal, I have a form of income, I have a level of independence, helping with the transition into adulthood. So I think it's quite important, especially for persons who have that pivotal moment in their growth and development.
100%.
So, you are studying now. Tell your listeners or our listeners, what have you done in the past school year? And why now you're thinking, that summer internships are also important to that, what you've
Okay,
done.
what I've done in my past school year.
Yes.
Can you explain what you mean? Like,
So where are you studying specifically? What are you studying and what you want to study?
I would like to be a lawyer, so I study all humanities subjects at Cape level. So I do law, history, and sociology. Come studies because I'm in lower 6.
Okay, and how was the exam period for you this year? Wow, look at the expression. She went high.
Let me explain. It wasn't terrible, but as you know,
I love that. That's already a legal answer. Let me explain. I'm teasing you, David. Go ahead.
And the jump from CXC to Cape level, it's not something that's easy. And I think it was something that I had to get used to. And my first exam were a little rocky, but as you went further, you learned how to navigate all of that anxiousness, and not only that, but preparing and becoming settled. So the exams, they weren't terrible, but man, now say them great, because if you come with too confident, CXC will humble you. So I'm just hoping for the best.
And that's all you can do, and you're not going to stress, because as Cardane said, our mental health is important.
All right.
So you're going to use the time to just rest, relax. If you're doing a summer internship, go right ahead and do it and get a little extra change in your pocket.
Yeah.
But let's stick and stay and don't go away. This is the Top Youth Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. And today, we are the voices of making the most of the summer. We'll be back right after this break. Talk up, you, Miss Effie. Talk up, you. You soon come back.
Chronics are where you say, hey. Okay.
Big sale now on at Cameron Industries. Up to 50% off quarter and 5/8-inch furniture ply and other items. Now available. Termite-resistant furniture ply, granite, quartz, and solid surface countertops. You don't want to miss these amazing deals. Visit us at Hatfield Mandeville or call us at 963-0628.
Come into the parlor. There's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come in, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Real ghetto youth, we know the struggles, we know the truth, alright. Real ghetto youth, Maja Bless representing for Talk Up Youth. Bust it up!
And it's a protege, eh? Chronics are where you say, eh? Okay.
I just go where the trade wind blows, sending love to my friends and foes. And I suppose I'm pleased to be chilling in the West Indies. I provide all my wants and needs. I got the sunshine, rivers and trees, green leaves.
When me see Jah, me see a way. Drastically straight from hypocrisy, I say, hey. Every man to them own a philosophy. I live the proper way and then me read a chapter daily. Man, they in a city hungry and no eat. And food they down a country just a drop off of the tree them. You see, say poverty no real then, is what the reason revealing.
Who knows, who knows, who knows, who knows. I just go where the trade wind blows, sending love to my friends and foes. And I suppose I'm pleased to be chilling in the West Indies. I provide all my wants and needs. I got the sunshine, rivers and trees, green leaves, yeah.
When the rain pitter pat on the roof, herb just a steam, pepper pot on the stew. Life is a dream if you got gratitude. So go tell the regime them can't stop what we do now. Information you think on your own, or else you're a slave to the things that you know. What do you know if you learn every day? So be careful of things where you say.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I just go where the trade wind blows, sending love to my friends and foes. And I suppose I'm pleased to be chilling in the West Indies. I provide all my wants and needs. I got the sunshine, rivers and trees, green leaves.
Africa in our soul, but Aja in our heart. It is of importance for I and I gather.
Welcome back to the voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk up youth, Mr. Fete.
Talk up youth.
And we're here live on Nationwide 90 FM. And we're still on the theme, Youth Historic segment. And we'll be speaking about preparing for your summer and something new. Really and truly. And we're still here with Tariq and Naomi, right?
And we can all agree that change is part of life, and sometimes it's scary getting into new things, new experiences. And our guests for the day, Tyreek and Naomi, are here to help us. Chart that course going forward. Tyreek is here to speak about, moving from high school to university, and Naomi will give us the tips, especially for those young people who, have just been excited and have received their PEP results. And we just want to say a very big congratulations and well done to all our PEP students, all their parents, their teachers, and their schools on a job very well done. And even if you did not get the school of choice, remember, bloom where you are planted, because you can go to that institution and make the very best experience out of it. So, before we go into the discussion now, and we want our parents and our listeners to allow them as well, our PEP students or PEP graduates now, since they have now gotten their results, to tune in and listen and get some advice from Naomi and also Tyreek, who is giving advice to our young people going from high school to university level about how to embrace this something new and also do well at it. So before we go ahead into asking them questions, we asked the question to some of our other members of our team and also to other faithful listeners and viewers of the Talk Up Youth radio show. And so we want to hear from them first what their views are on this topic. Go ahead, Mr. Producer.
Good morning. My name is Jason Dawkins. I recently did the PEP exam and I passed for St. Hugh's. While I was in primary school, I did some extra activities, and those are singing and culture club. Now that I'm in high school, I wanted to ask you, should I continue to do extra activity or should I just focus on my studies?
Wow, interesting. So let's go through with that discussion first. So she's transitioning from prep school or primary school to high school. Naomi, are you still here with us?
I'm here.
Okay, and you heard the question. So she wants to know, she did extracurricular activities in primary school. Should she still continue in high school or just focus on her work?
Oh, definitely continue. No question, no doubt. It is important to continue. Not only does it make you more marketable, because you're not going to be looking at it like this now, but the truth is you have scholarships to apply for. When you're applying for universities and for colleges and extracurricular activities, it shows that you're a well-rounded student. And it's also important for your development because it helps you to be able to have proper time management. And not only that, but it exposes you to other aspects of you. And it's quite recreational. It helps you to relax because academics and focusing on your academics alone can be pressuring. As what Cardin would have said, the mental health aspect to it, it can get a lot. It can get overwhelming. And the truth is that you can find solace and relaxation within your clubs and your societies, within your sports and all of that, because immediately after school, after you've gone through the stress of the day, you have that 30 minutes to an hour where you're just with your friends and on a parents and on a siblings around you with your friends, and you guys are focusing on this fun activity that you find interesting. So it's important for various reasons. Do not drop it.
Thanks for that. And Cardin, I want to hear from you because you are Mr. Extracurricular Activities. When I look at Cardin's blazer, the number of things, I don't even think the blazer can hold anymore.
No,
What's your advice to her?
I must definitely first say congratulations indeed, because you have done well throughout that period of preparing for PEP, and just, you must be happy right now, you know, and enjoying the moment. But indeed, I must say that you should continue with extracurricular activities. And a fun fact about it, when I was leaving primary school and going into high school, I wasn't really a part of any really extracurricular activities or clubs and societies, really.
Right.
It was really at high school when I really started to see that, hey, like, I'm really interested in this, but I'm also interested in this. So just finding a perfect balance in terms of, if you like singing, and then also if you like cultural activities, they can be a evenly split between both of them, and just finding the right time, and also finding the proper time scheduling, to balance all those stuff and stuff.
Because I was about to ask Cardin and Naomi for this segment, because she said she likes or she's involved in culture clubs. Suppose in her new school there is no culture club. How does she deal with that? Is all hope lost? What else can I do?
Okay,
I see Naomi shaking her head in exasperation. Go, tell us, what do you think?
Listen, start the culture club at your school. We're trendsetters here.
So that's a good
And
one.
there's been many clubs and societies at my school that have started simply through someone's interest. I haven't done any, but I've had many ideas to do some, and I've also found many students that have done some that have inspired subject areas. So there's, for example, there was one that was our cosmetic club. So I'm just saying, these be the trendsetter you just need, and a facilitator that is willing to help you with it, and you come with yourself and understand that responsible students make the difference.
Yes,
and
indeed.
You're true.
Be a trendsetter. I like that. So I like this discussion that we're having, but what can primary school students do over the summer to prepare for high school? Apart from, so we're talking about the expectation, but what now would your advice be to them going into this new phase of their lives, Cardin?
First, I think that they should ask persons around them, if they have any persons around them, just the whole experience of high school. I must first of all big up to Trenchtown Primary. I went there in the week and just engaged with some of the sixth grade students, and just telling them about life after PEP and what to expect in terms of going into high school. And I must say, first of all, ask a lot of questions. You can just ask a lot of questions, what to expect in high school, and just the whole different environment, just try to get used to that, really and truly. And I would do advise students who are leaving from primary school and going into high school, if that high school offer summer school, you can definitely try to enroll in it, just to sort of get a feel of the environment and see the different students, and to just enjoy the space a bit, and then prepare to go in to the classroom, really and truly, in September. So that's a great example. Just
get a head start and ask a lot of questions. All right, cool. So let's shift focus a bit and hear what our second voice note has to say to us.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. My name is Abigail Thompson, and I am the head girl of the Holy Trinity High School. I currently attend 5th form. My question on going to 6th form is, what is the difference between 5th form and 6th form in terms of the amount of work, the timetable? Because in 5th form now, my timetable is a bit busy and messy because I have subjects after subjects, and it's a little bit, and it's hard for me to, manage my time, even though I work on it, but it's still a little hard for me to manage it. So I would like to know what is the difference between the timetable, because I expect it to be a lot lesser in 6th form due to the fact that I have done a lot of CXE subjects, and hopefully I pass most of them.
Nice. Okay. So, Tariq, over to you with that question. What are your views and bits of advice you can give her?
Yeah. I would say, first and foremost, make a schedule. Even if you're someone who is used to making a schedule, make a schedule. Because one thing I remember from 6th form is that there was a lot of gaps in our timetables, which could make you come across as if we have more time than others. Right. But in reality, the workload is way more. Meaning that in the case that one person might get in 5th form, you deal with think it's SBAs.
Yeah.
Right? You get a SBA that's due like at this timeline and that timeline. In sixth form, you'll get your IAs, which is the equivalent of the SBA.
Yeah.
That's due like probably a week or a few days from the time that you get it, and there's more components to it. So those gaps in your timetable are very important. And I think in sixth form, you might have the feel to do more and take up more leadership roles, which is recommended, very important. But at the same time, you're still a student first and foremost.
Yeah.
So certain principles that you have from the beginning of fifth form, just take it and like increase it basically. You want to keep the hunger that you have from before, because I know that there's a mindset sometimes to be like, CSEC is the main thing that you come to high school for, and then sixth form is just an add-on.
Yeah.
But it's just as important. So having the same hunger, because more while it's all in the mind.
Yes, definitely.
I like that. Naomi, what are your views? Because you literally just did the jump from fifth form to lower sixth form.
Yeah.
Do you have more free time in truth or not?
No, you don't. Don't let anybody.
But you're doing less subjects because at CXC we
You
do
don't have
10,
no time.
11,
You don't have no
and at
time.
sixth form we do like 4, 5 capes max. So of course I have more free
Because
time.
these 4 or 5 case subjects that you're doing is composed of like 2 years of a regular, because CXC they'll split it up in grade 10 and grade 11.
Right.
So your syllabus is split. No, you're doing all of that in just a couple months, not even a year. You're doing 2 units basically in just a year. And it's heavy and the content is a lot. And not only that, as I said, in sixth form, you're expected to grow grow into a more responsible student.
Yes.
And not only that comes with greater responsibility from administration and from various entities, because they're looking to you to be the leaders of the school.
Yeah.
So that causes you. I'm coming back to extracurricular activities that causes you to be involved in it a lot. And being involved in it a lot, because you have to be able to manage your time. So you cannot have in your mind, oh, I'm just gonna sit down under the tree and then just wait till April when we start studying for Cape, because you will tear out your hair. I learn from me.
Learn from me.
Yeah.
But okay, so each of you,
Yeah.
let's start with Naomi, then Tariq, then Karin. What tips do you have for staying organized and on top of your schoolwork? You can go first,
Me?
Naomi. Yeah.
Okay. The tip that I have is a schedule is very important.
Yes.
Right? And not only that, but I have a reminders app. Before I even go on into bringing up all of into going in depth about my tip, I must say that right now, just bringing out an example, right now I'm running for the national president of the National Secondary Students Council right now.
Nice. All the best with that.
Thank you. So, secondary students, you should vote for me. Transcending levels, step up, stand out with Naomi Miller. and being in that process, I've been in NSSE for 2 years prior, in fifth form and in lower six.
Yeah.
So I think I have a feel of what I have to do to balance within school. And what I see has become very, very important to me is having my reminders app. I use my phone every day, so I have my reminders app and it's right before me. Everything is right before me. And as they tell me something, I jot it right down into my reminders app so that I'm able to keep afloat with all of the things that I have to do. And not only that, having accountability partners. It's very important in school. You have your friend to tell you, remind you, wake up and study for X, and Z, and Z, and Z. And be trying to practice discipline as much as possible with your schedule that you plan for the year.
Tariq?
To add on to basically what Naomi mentioned, having a schedule, but having a schedule that's very forgiving in mistakes, meaning that
that's a good one.
Yes, meaning that it's a schedule that allows you some leeway, because we know that we're becoming young adults and entering a world where unexpected responsibilities might come into play. There might be a delay in like a day. You might not get to 5 p.m. I have scheduled here to study this subject. 5 p.m. come, you're probably still on your way home or something, You have to have a schedule that I would recommend having a schedule that says, okay, by the end of this week, I should get this and this done. Not by the end of this day in some cases. That way, you know that if something doesn't get done today, it does not throw off your entire schedule. It's one that's very manipulative, one that you can, I could push this to this day and push that to the next day. So yes, a schedule that's very forgiving.
Okay. For me, first and foremost is really and truly putting God first. Really and truly, like I tell you, these CXC subjects and CAPE subjects, like if you don't have the Almighty to help you, trust me, your mental health, trust me. So definitely putting God first, and then secondly is prioritizing your mental health. So if you know that basically you're a person who studies in a certain sequence or in a certain pattern, don't try and force down everything, and just try to observe everything one time. Just try to take it at your own pace, really and truly. And then thirdly, sorry, really and truly just understanding how you study as an individual, and just trying to set a balanced time schedule for that, to both for like balance extracurricular activities and also schoolwork and all these other things. So really and truly, so put God first, prioritizing your mental health, and definitely creating that study schedule and understanding how to study effectively. So yeah.
I like these lovely, lovely tips. And I think we have one more voice note that we can add to our discussion here today. Let's hear from it, producer.
Good morning. My name is Dwight Acker, and I recently did the primary exit profile exam, and I passed for Kingston College. My questions are that what are some things where going into high school you have to face? Like, I know schoolwork is one, but going into high school, what are some other things that you have to face?
I like that question.
I do too. Go ahead,
I
Kurt.
like that question. One thing that you should look forward to is a heavy time schedule, and also a more heavy timetable. Really and truly, especially leaving from primary school and going into high school, you should definitely think about like having a lot more subjects to do, and just thinking about the extracurricular activities aspect of it. Like, because we know in primary school there's not a lot of extracurricular activities and there's not a lot of emphasis on it, but also think about going into high school and like trying to do 3 or 2 extracurricular activities, just to develop a well-rounded perspective for a student. So really and truly, like, first of all, expect a more heavy timetable, and then secondly, expect to be enrolled in a lot more extracurricular activities and get yourself involved in school. Really and truly, that is something that not a lot of persons speak about.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Naomi, what do you think? Because he's saying, apart from the academics, what else am I to look forward to that I'm going to be facing?
Okay, the reality, I would love if students that are transitioning to understand that you are on your own. This is because I had to understand this when I was coming from prep school into high school. I've always had my prep school teachers being there for me. I was meaning you're quite sheltered. Even in primary school, you have your teacher, if you forget your book, your mother can call her and tell her to check in the bag or check in the classroom, right? So you won't have this now. I'll give you a funny story. I had PE when I was in grade 7, and I left my PE. I'm gonna buy my Nikes, listen, name brand shoes, I'm buy my name brand shoes to come to high school, come see my big girl. Yeah. I'm gonna left you right in the gym, changing room. Could I find back my shoes? Could I find back my shoes? I can't call my teacher anymore. So I had to learn the hard way that you have to be responsible, right? That you have to understand that you have to be independent. You have to be able to take charge for yourself, watch over yourself, become more aware of your surroundings. Other than academics, you have to be able to live, be able to survive with different personalities that are around you, and not everybody is your friend. Yep. And not only that, but you as I said, to balance between the new subjects that you'll be doing and difficulties that may come with that, meaning in regard to the pressure of having to balance and just socializing. The last thing I wanted to say about the peer pressure that comes.
Yep, I was about to ask about that. Because you're in a new space, you won't have the same persons in your class from primary or prep school in your class in high school. Or even if a few of you from your class in primary or prep school pass for the same school, you may not end up in the same form class. So in a new environment with a whole heap of new people, how you deal with that?
Yes, and many of the friends you may have in prep school, they're gonna be your friends anymore.
Right.
They're gonna find a new group. So I'm not gonna tell a student that's coming from primary school into high school, like, oh, you should know yourself. You're not going to know yourself. Not at all. So the truth is, I would just say try to have guidance in everything. Try to ensure that you have like a mentor, open with your mother and your father about your friend groups, about who you met today. If your mother and your father is not there, try to find somebody that's closest to you. If you can interact with someone that is wiser and older, that is of a level-headed, and can give you good guidance, this can help you to navigate this peer pressure period and this friend group and matching period. So even though you may not know yourself, there's somebody that's able to gauge you on a path that you're able to know positive aspects to yourself and to see what you want and what is best for you.
Indeed.
What's your advice for making new friends, Tyreek, and building? Because Naomi is giving us this context that it's not going to be the same group. It's going to be a new society that you're trying to build a new community in. So what's your advice for making new friends?
I would say just be socially conscious, right? Because one thing else I realized with high school is that persons from different social backgrounds are coming into one place.
Right.
Usually primary schools are area coded, meaning that persons from one community or certain communities are more likely to end up at a primary school. It's kind of similar to high school, but there's also a lot of different social classes integration.
Right.
So being socially conscious, meaning that you would know that, okay, not saying that you should try to find persons like you, right? You would like to mix and, match, but try to find persons that are looking in the same direction as you. For example, a lot of persons come from certain backgrounds knowing that high school is their way out of poverty, etc., to get a better life. So you'd want to find like-minded persons in a sense, meaning that persons who are trying to elevate themselves. As you mentioned, peer pressure, knowing what to distinguish between, what to avoid, what to stay away from. Easier said than done, though, because that's the name, peer pressure, right? But yes, being socially aware, because this can be the difference between you ending up in stuff like suspension problem, disciplinary problems,
right,
or ending up in a group of cases where you end up like-minded persons who encourage you to push for like honor rolls, different leadership positions, stuff like that.
And Mr. Curtin, how did you deal with making new friends, and what's your advice to other persons transitioning to make new friends and build a good social network in high school?
you could have left what that's being a social network. But the way how it really started for me is getting to understand the environment that you're in.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of times persons don't necessarily understand the environment that you're in terms of to understand like, hey, this is a good friend company or this is a good friend group that I should associate myself with. In terms of, there's always this saying, show me a friend and tell
you who you are.
Automatically. So like understanding who you are as an individual and understanding your environment, that is definitely something that will help you to understand and to go for it in high school. If you're someone who loves to read, associate yourself with someone who loves to read. And also about making a network, really and truly just be open-minded, to the new environment and the new experience. Don't sort of feel like, it's a new environment, so I'm just going to stick to my corner. No, be open-minded and just allow everything to flow, but also be aware of your environment and who you are as an individual. Don't lose your morals in the process. So, yeah.
So many pearls of wisdom and knowledge being shared with you all on the Talk Up Youth Radio Show this morning as we transition into something new, but also as we think about how to make the most of our summer and reflect on getting to this new transition. So stick and stay, don't go away. We're going to take a break now for the World at Noon, midday news, and after the break we'll come back and continue this discussion in our Youth for Chat segment on how we can make the most of our summer and embrace our transitions. See you soon. Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie. Talk Up Youth.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
12 noon.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
Good afternoon, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the World at Noon for this Saturday, June 22, 2024, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says the government remains committed to providing and expanding quality legal support services to members of the disabled community. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Floyd Green has announced that over $5 million have been allocated to provide relief for fisherfolk in Alligator Pond, Manchester. Customs brokers are raising concern about the Jamaica Customs Agency's continued advertising of contactless customs clearance services in the face of a restraining order from the court. While in the region, legislation to create a framework for the use of polygraph and drug testing and biometric identification for members of the protective services and certain officers in the judiciary has been passed in Trinidad and Tobago. While on the international scene, 2 Israeli airstrikes on buildings in Gaza City have killed at least 38 people and injured many more, Hamas says. While in sports, Bangladesh need 197 to beat India in the Super 8s in Antigua. The details after this. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says the government remains committed to providing and expanding quality legal support services to members of the disabled community. The minister was speaking on Friday at the Legal Aid Council Justice Fair at Emancipation Park in New Kingston.
In collaboration with various stakeholders, including legal experts, disability rights advocates, and community organizations, we have already begun to develop and implement strategies towards the following: enhance the accessibility of legal aid services through various channels, including physical accessibility, communication support, such as sign language, interpreters, and accessibility formats, and remote access options. We are providing training and resources to legal professionals, including attorneys, to equip them with the skills and knowledge necessary to effectively support persons with disabilities.
Data from the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities indicates that there are 16,223 registered persons with disabilities in the population. Minister Chuck says significant strides are also being made to provide a more inclusive policy development framework to protect the rights of persons with disabilities.
Advocating for policies that protect and promote the rights of persons with disabilities, ensuring their voices are heard in the legal and policy-making processes. We are conducting awareness campaigns and outreach programs to empower persons with disabilities with knowledge about their rights and available legal resources.
Delroy Chuck, Minister of Justice. Shadow Minister on Gender Affairs and Persons with Disabilities and Inclusion, Denise Daly, is calling on the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, to retract what she calls his comments that suggest mothers who have died giving birth are to be blamed for their own deaths. According to her, the minister, in his defense of the poor state of the antenatal care system, stated that it was about mothers turning up late, chronic illnesses that have not been treated or controlled, which made the pregnancies more risky. Ms. Daly says that in casting blame on mothers for making their own pregnancies risky, the minister is hoping to shift blame away from the poor state of antenatal care with basic blood work and ultrasounds not readily available. According to her, the minister's crude attempt at deflecting blame also ignores the fact that in the Southern Regional Health Authority, the maternal mortality rate increased by 1,000% over 5 years. She claims that the minister is saying that mothers in Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Elizabeth are 10 times more likely to not treat their underlying illnesses or go to clinics than other Jamaican women. She's asking if that is what the minister is saying. She claims that it is the coldest form of victim blaming that she has ever seen. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Floyd Green has announced that over $5 million has been allocated to provide relief for fisherfolk in Alligator Pond, Manchester. He says this relief is being provided following a weather event in the area in February that caused significant damage to fisherfolk's resources.
Everybody speaks about what happened on the 5th of February 2024. And if I listen to the fishermen and women in my area, they have seen a lot of weather events. But this one was different. The size of the waves, the quickness, the strength of the wind, and as such, a lot of you suffered significant loss, especially in relation to your pots right across North and South Coast in Jamaica, damaged your equipment and disrupting your livelihood. And we sat as a team, Permanent Secretary, Dr. Bellamy and the NFA, and we said we have to do something for our fishers. And that is why we're here today.
Minister Green says the weather event caused over $100 million in losses to over 800 fishers. He says in Manchester specifically, around 100 fishers suffered damages. Minister Green handed out 87 grants worth $67,000 each to fishers in Alligator Pond who were victims of the weather event.
In total, 880 fishers were affected, representing losses of more than $122 million. Here in Manchester, we were able to assess $22.7 million in losses. Fishers lost mainly traps, nets, while a few persons reported damage to their boats. Approximately 100 fishers in Manchester were affected. I know a number of you are already back out. The costs are significant, and any little help you can get would go a far way in your agricultural and fishing enterprise. As such, today we will be handing out about 87 grants of $60,000 each to fishers to help them in their fishing enterprise.
Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture, he was speaking at the handover ceremony for the Fisher Relief Program on Thursday at the Locust Inn in Manchester recently. Meanwhile, Minister Green highlighted other initiatives launched by the ministry aimed at helping Jamaica's fisherfolk.
We now have a fisheries incentive program where each year, outside of weather event, we're going to provide some support to fishers. For this year, we're looking to provide at least 400 fisherfolk with some vouchers. We're looking to work with 14 young fishers and provide them with grants of $120,000 each. We're also going to be providing 100 fishers with safety equipment, and we announced a new program where we're going to try and start unveiling the next generation of fishers by providing a boat and an engine for a youth fisher across the island.
Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. Customs brokers are raising concern about the Jamaica Customs Agency's continued advertising of contactless customs clearance services in the face of a restraining order from the Supreme Court. President of the Customs Brokers and Freight Forwarders Association of Jamaica, CBFFAJ, Marcia Bent, says the advertisement was placed in one of the daily newspapers on Friday, June 21. This is after Supreme Court Justice Andrea Thomas recently granted an injunction to restrain the Jamaica Customs Agency's mandatory implementation of the contactless clearance process until the hearing of the application for judicial review. The injunction was granted just a week ago on June 12. The Customs Group is represented in the matter by King's Counsel M. Georgia Gibson Henlin and Stephanie A. Williams. Ms. Ben says it's profoundly alarming that Jamaica Customs is still running the advertisement in clear violation of an order from the High Court. She hopes the advertisement was an administrative error on the part of Jamaica Customs Agency, and if so, expects a quick retraction. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says that bad behavior by parents visiting any of the island schools should not be tolerated as it sets a poor example for students. Mr. Holness made the remarks while addressing pupils and faculty at the Exchange Old Age School in Ocheria, St. Anne during a visit at the institution on Friday, June 21. The Prime Minister underscores that the school is not just a place to train children, but also a place of good discipline and good behavior for all who fall under the roof of the school. Mr. Holness further remarked that no parent or visitor should come on a school compound and behave in a reprehensible way that sends a signal to the entire society that the authority of the school, the authority of the teacher, the authority of the principal, and indeed the authority of law enforcement should be disrespected. The Prime Minister was responding to a video circulating online of a parent who was alleged to have been disruptive at a school and was taken into custody by law enforcement. He says that it is very distressing to see it being circulated and to read the comments in support of bad behavior. Mr. Holness laments that something has gone wrong in the society when persons can find ways to justify bad behavior on a school compound. According to Mr. Holness, the government has started to review the security of the island schools. He says all principals, teachers, and parents should know that his administration does not support or tolerate bad behavior in schools. To news in the region, legislation to create a framework for the use of polygraph and drug testing and biometric identification for members of the protective services and certain officers in the judicial and legal service and civil service was passed in the House of Representatives in Trinidad and Tobago last evening with the full support of all 36 opposition and government MPs present. The bill, which required a 3/5 majority, got strong support from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, who told the opposition that there is nothing to gain by opposing it and that members of the public would benefit from the new law. Dr. Rowley told the House that as the country battles crime, the support that it needs from international partners is sometimes stymied because of trust issues, as some members of the protective services are involved in criminal activity. On the international scene, 2 Israeli airstrikes on buildings in Gaza City have killed at least 38 people and injured many more, Hamas says. The Israeli military said warplanes had struck Hamas military infrastructure sites and it would provide more details later. A spokesman for Gaza's civil defense said a residential block in the Al-Shati area, one of Gaza's historic refugee camps, was hit several times. The other strike targeted houses in the Al-Tufa district, the Hamas-run government media also said. Footage showed people carrying away the wounded and searching for survivors in the wreckage as dust filled the streets. Early reports put the estimated death toll at 42. An item of sports, Bangladesh need 197 to beat India in the Super 8s in Antigua. Impressive India post 196 for 5 with Hardik Pandya top scoring with unbeaten 50 off 27 balls. Virat Kohli, he made the highest score of the tournament with 37. Bangladesh won the toss and bowl. An India win would put them on the verge of semi-finals and all but eliminate Bangladesh. And now to recap the top stories making the world at noon. Justice Minister Derroy Chuck says the government remains committed to providing and expanding quality legal support services to members of the disabled community. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Floyd Green has announced that over $5 million will be allocated to provide relief for fisherfolk in Alligator Pond, Manchester. Customs brokers are raising concerns about the Jamaica Customs Agency's continued advertising of contactless customs clearance services in the face of a restraining order from the Supreme Court. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News is next at 5 o'clock, but stay tuned as we go back to Talk Up Youths.
Outperform, outlast. We top performance. Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61124. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Get ready for a show like no other. That's right. Every Sunday from 8:15 p.m. to 9:15 p.m., we're bringing you the Harvest Hour, only on Nationwide 90 FM. Join us as we dive into a soothing religious program created for your mind, body, and soul. The World Harvest Mission Church, creators of the Harvest Hour, is dedicated to making your Sundays God-fearing and saintly. Get a front row seat to moving sermons and affectionate worshiping. That's the Harvest Hour, every Sunday from 8:15 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. Only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Experience Jamaica's Olympic triumphs in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Petrojam E1087 gas promotion, serving Jamaica's energy needs.
Usain Bolt won his first Olympic gold medal at the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, China, signaling the start of a golden era in Jamaican sprinting. The victory gave Jamaica its 8th Olympic gold. It was the first time a Jamaican man or woman was winning gold in the 100 meters at the Olympics. Bolt stunned the world, winning in a world record 9.69 seconds.
And a fair start, a Safa Pound. Usain Bolt is also out well. Here they come down the track. Usain Bolt sprinting ahead, winning by daylight and setting a world record 9.69. The wind is okay. New world record. How easy was that?
Bolt says he gets joy from making the country proud.
Well, 9.69, it's a world's record and Olympic gold medal. Your reaction?
Well, I'm not really worried about the world because I'm an Olympic gold medalist, so I'm just happy right now.
What could you have run had you not eased up over the last 20 meters?
I'm not even worried about that, really. I'm just happy I won.
What about winning the first gold medal for your country?
Yo, that's brilliant. I told them I'm coming here to come do this, and that's what I did. So I know the country must be going crazy right now, so I'm just happy with myself.
You just experienced a Jamaican Olympic triumph in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Petrojam E1087 Gas Promotion, serving Jamaica's energy needs.
Come join us outside with Pepita. Every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. right here on Nationwide 90 FM. We bring you the views, the news, and we'll be cruising all around Jamaica.
Hey, surprise them with a bang.
Where the hot spots, raindrops, sunshine, we'll be there. Don't miss it, don't miss it. Outside with Pepita.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Hey, you don't know it's Macaroni, you see me? I represent the Talk Up Youth. Talk Up Youth, know your word. Like a rocket, no time now for burst. The blood of Jesus got every curse. Thank God for every day. Give him all the praises. Talk Up Youth have brave. Times now make we black like a cave. When I see life for decades, so down in our lane. Talk Up Youths, no not stray. Don't take life as a game.
And it's a protege, eh? Yeah. Chronics are where you say, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, baby. Yeah. Who knows? I just go where the trade wind blows, sending love to my friends and foes. And I suppose I'm pleased to be chilling in the West Indies. I provide all my wants and needs. I got the sunshine, rivers and trees, green leaves.
When me see Jah, me see a way. Drastically straight from hypocrisy, I say, hey. Every man to them own a philosophy. I live the proper way and then me read a chapter daily. Man, they in a city hungry and no eat. And food they down a country, just a drop off of the tree then. You see, say poverty no real then, is what the reason revealing.
suppose I'm pleased to be chilling in the West Indies. Jah provide all my wants and needs. I got the sunshine, rivers and trees, green leaves, yeah.
When the rain hits a pot on the roof, herb just a steam pepper pot on the stew. Life is a dream if you got gratitude. So go tell the regime them can't stop what we do now. Information you think on your own, or else you're a slave to the things that you know. What do you know if you learn every day? So be careful of things where you say.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I just go where the trade wind blows, sending love to my friends and foes. And I suppose I'm pleased to be chilling in the West Indies. Jah provide all my wants and needs. I got the sunshine, rivers and trees, green leaves.
Africa in our soul, but a Jah in our heart. It is of importance for I and I gather. If we cannot show now a balance that we had, how do we propose then to carry it abroad?
Welcome back to Nationwide Talk Up Youth Radio Show here on 90 FM. And we're here in the studio with my amazing co-host Malik, and we also have two wonderful guests, Naomi and Tariq.
And we are discussing, or have been discussing, making the most of your summer, but also reflecting and thinking about the journey ahead and how we can use our summer to contextualize and really think about what's the next stage of our lives, whether we're moving from PEP to high school, or high school to sixth form, or college from sixth form to college or university. So I know Naomi, before the break, had a comment to add, because the last discussion we were having, we were listening to some of our faithful listeners and viewers give us some voice notes, asking questions about how to really deal with those transitions. And Naomi, I know you want to add something to the last comment we made about, socializing and creating your new peer groups. You want to go ahead?
Yes, my comment, everybody's still hearing me, right?
Yes.
Yes, great.
We're
So
back in
my comment is that we have to give each other grace. You may start off the journey and you may not be in the perfect friend group, and you may make your errors, you may get your we're never aiming for this, and you may get a demerit, your detention, but it's about understanding that each day I rewrite my story. There's a blank page and I'm able to rewrite it. So you may make your errors in the beginning, you may make your error one term or semester, but never stop trying to do better and to become a better version of yourself.
Thanks for that. And Kerdin, I know that when we were discussing earlier in the break, we were discussing as well that a part of this transition as well, what to expect is another aspect of going to high school or university is financing. And that there are varying options out there that young people need to take advantage of in order to fund their education. Because they may be thinking, I don't want to stress my parents, or they may think, their parents may not have enough, but they still want to be able to achieve their goals and their dreams educationally. So you were mentioning some things in the break about some of the options. What's one of the options you want to tell our listeners about now?
Well, we must first, take up these opportunities of scholarships and grants, because really there are a lot of scholarships and grants that are put out for students to apply for.
Right.
So I definitely advise students to take up these grants and scholarships, and also think about, the Student Loan Bureau, especially for university students who some of these courses, and we know that these courses can be very expensive, and probably, you're not so financially stable and you want to, pursue this. So I definitely advise persons to go out and apply for this scholarship. We know NCB has a yearly scholarship. We know Jerry and Navy Foundation also do scholarships and grants. We also know that Sagicor Foundation, almost all of these financial institutions do a lot of scholarships yearly. So we can definitely look out for those and apply before the deadline. So this is something that definitely can help persons, to aid their financial stress. So
Tariq, what about you? What are some of the scholarships you should look forward to, and what's the application process like? Because I know it can be very overwhelming, especially if you don't know where to go and look for them. So what's the advice you have to our listeners on that?
So the first advice, like I always give, is going to your guidance counselor, right? They are one of those persons in the high school space that are specialized in finding scholarship for their students, but also finding grants and also just benefits within high school and also at the university level.
Okay.
For one, for myself, I previously attended Jamaica College, I got a bursary from my Old Boys Association. So a lot of schools have their Old Girls or Alma Mater associations.
Yes.
Those are really good, especially with sixth form because the school fee is way more than the high school fee. In the case of university scholarships, there's a lot of Instagram pages that helps to promote different scholarships. For example, one of them is All About Scholarships on Instagram. They post the scholarships that are available and also give guidelines and application advice on how to go about them. So those are some good places to look.
And what about you, Naomi? Any advice on scholarships and bursaries? Yeah.
Yes, they have to apply for scholarships and through I believe they've already listed all of the places that I would tell persons to look for scholarships and use social media to advantage. On TikTok, they're always talking about scholarships, where to go, links to go on. Try, read, don't just jump on everything now, but read and thoroughly see if it's credible and all of that before applying. But I've realized that young people have a tendency to fear rejection. When applying for scholarships, and many persons tell me, "Oh, I'm not going to do it because I don't suppose them to take me, suppose them not want me." I'm just saying, you still have to try. You still have to try, you still have to put yourself out there, and you still have to just apply. Failure is a part. Well, not failure, but not all rejection means that you're completely denied.
Yeah. And I'm glad I want to hear you guys put out your views about scholarships and bursaries, because here in the Talk Up team, they call me the scholarship boss because of how, I'm always promoting and being an ambassador for going out there and applying for scholarships and bursaries. And scholarships and bursaries are so very helpful throughout your studies.
Definitely.
And it's not just for the ones from high school going to college or the ones in college, but even for the PEP students.
Yeah.
So for example, now as you said, use social media to your advantage. On social media the other day I saw the Burger King giving scholarships to PEP students or PEP graduates, so they can look out for those.
Yeah, indeed.
And in the Gleaner, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, if you can get a copy, I would encourage you. I say it every year, they have a scholarships supplement. So all the various scholarships and bursaries, parents, guardians, anybody listening, you can share that information with your young people, for both high school students, students going to high school from PEP, students going to university from high school or college. They have a whole supplement in the newspaper dedicated to all the varying scholarships and bursaries that exist for the upcoming academic year 2024 to 2025, and it lists all the criteria. And as Naomi says, do not be afraid, just apply for all those that apply to you, because you have scholarships that maybe are for students from a specific area or from a specific form of school or from a specific background. So go through that supplement. And yes, on social media, so when you check the Instagram, the TikTok pages, there are Scholarship Jamaica as one Instagram page I know for sure that also pulls and promotes the varying scholarships and bursaries. And if you follow our Talk Up Youth page as well, I've shared them with our producers so that they can reshare and repost for you to also engage and benefit from, because scholarships, trust me, are a great help through your schooling and your educational aspirations. And also, as Curdy mentioned as well, there's SLB. And Student Loan Bureau is there for us to access. Do not be afraid to go out there and access it if you're going to university and you can't figure out where else the funding will come from. Definitely. The funding is there for each and every one of us. So tap into that opportunity as well. And Tyreek mentioned going to your guidance counselors. Guidance counselors, people forget, are a source of all information and help to guide you throughout your life. So go to them too. They always get access, especially if you're in a high school, to your alumni association, as Type mentioned. Sometimes, different year groups within a school may be celebrating an anniversary and decide to give a bursary or a scholarship to a needy student. So access those opportunities as well. And parents and guardians who are listening, also help our young people by reaching out in your high schools or in your community colleges to your guidance counselor, or in your prep schools to your guidance counselor, to tap into some of these opportunities that can help you ease the financial burden going into the next academic year.
Indeed, yes.
But this discussion was so very helpful today in helping us understand the expectations and realities of moving or transitioning from one level of study to the other level of study. And so I want you all now, as we wrap up this segment, to leave your final bit or word of advice for those young people who are transitioning from one level of study to the next. Because we spoke about going through the responsibilities, the juggling, the time management, the accessing scholarships and opportunities for financial benefit. We also looked at as well how we need to navigate the new peer group or peer space, and how to deal with, making new friends, because obviously going into a new space, you won't have the same friends from your previous school, but you have to also now observe and think about this new environment you're in and what you want to achieve from this environment. And there are other persons who are like-minded as yourself, wanting and to achieve good things as well. So what's your last bit of advice as we close up this segment on, transitioning to a new space as we wrap up this segment going into the new academic year? We'll start with you first, Tyreek.
So, first thing I want to just drop back a little bit.
Sure.
I have this quote called delayed but never denied. It's something that I learned from someone in my first year, right? The reason why I want to mention that is, as you mentioned, with scholarships, there's a tricky process where many will apply for like 10 plus scholarships and only get one, or some cases not get back even a word to an interview. Don't let that deter you from applying once again when the next year comes up, right? Always consider yourself that you could be that person to get that scholarship.
Right.
Right. My advice overall now for the process, I would believe the best thing to say would be, if it's something that you want, you can get it. Meaning that you will be willing to put in the work for it once you know that it's something that you really want, no matter what anyone says. You might have to take a detour. You might not do it the same way that majority of people do it, meaning that most persons think directly from high school you must get into university.
Yes.
While others, for example, I am a gap year student. I had to take a gap year, then get back on track to the university process.
Yeah.
So, not gonna lie, it was a difficult process, but that gap year also taught me things that I'm using in university right now. So, basically saying, not your route will never be the same as someone else's route, and that's okay. Once you get to the end goal, and also you should not make just wanting to get to the end goal the end all be all, because you should enjoy the journey. Looking at the journey, because many persons end up getting to their goal and then they look back and they're like, what did I
do as part
along
of the
way?
journey?
Right. So enjoy the journey and knowing that your journey is different than anyone else's journey. So that's what I would leave with everybody here.
Thanks for that. Naomi?
For me, I would have to track back to our first question that one of our callers brought in about extracurricular. That's a major part for me, and I think that's the advice that I would give one that is going into high school, that is in high school and is on their bridge going over into tertiary level. Still, involve yourself in extracurricular activity. As for me, I joined the NSSC, which is the National Secondary Students Council.
Yes.
And for them that are in secondary school right now, please join your student council. And if you are, and if you're in your student council, remember to vote Naomi Miller for your national
You're just pulling
president,
this
because
campaign.
I can assure you that involving you in a life and in a holistic change for your school and educational development and process is one that is in my plans, and I plan to ensure that is implemented. So join extracurricular, join other clubs, and I'm telling you, it will be a journey worth remembering and forever taking you to the grave.
Definitely.
Cardine, any advice and words of wisdom as persons transition from one level of study to the next?
Well, this is specifically for students who are leaving primary school and going into high school.
Yes.
Bloom where you are planted.
Yep.
That was definitely one of the first advice that I got from, leaving from primary school going into high school, and from someone who has been on academic probation to being on scholarships for 2 consecutive terms and who is a high school scholar. I definitely advise anyone to just bloom where you are planted and to just never give up. Never give up, despite us whatever might be coming along, and what people might be saying. Just focus on your end goal and just keep steadfast and bloom where you're planted. Yeah.
Bloom where you are planted, delayed but not denied. Enjoy the journey to get to the destination.
Yeah.
And extracurricular activities make sense. So many words of wisdom, so much to encourage each and every one of us as we transition from one level of study to the next. And we just want to thank and big up Naomi and Tyreek for stopping by today and engaging with us in our Youth for Chat segment. Stick and stay, don't go away. After this break, we are going to be discussing now more about some of the summer activities we need to do and enjoy, as we also enjoy the relaxation and the rest. So this is the Talk Up Youth radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk Up Youth, Mr. F.
Talk Up Youth.
Soon come back.
Building wealth the smart way means you have a clear mission for your money. Specific and measurable means defining the reason for your financial goals. Achievable and realistic means keeping those goals meaningful, yet attainable. Think more retirement, less world's richest. Timely means keeping a time frame in mind so that all efforts remain focused.
Visit barita.com/opportunities for more growth coach insights.
This outstanding 6'4" athlete credits Jamaica with her first Olympic victory ever.
Jamaica is filled with Olympians.
World record holder McKinley dashes into the lead.
We must never forget the forerunners of Jamaican Olympic greatness.
Coming into the home stretch, it's Wint who challenges the leader.
Win or lose, athletes never forget their Olympic experience.
Melly Notti has devastated another world-class field. And Hemmings is going to do it. Hemmings wins it. She's the champion.
Win or lose, Jamaicans will cheer the loudest at the Olympics so that the world will never forget who we are.
And Usain Bolt is moving away, and Jamaica retain their title, and the world record has been taken apart. Oh, I say!
From July 26 to August 11, tune in only to Nationwide 90 FM for the coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, because we're here to ensure that you never forget. Nationwide's coverage is powered by our bronze sponsors: National Road Operating and Constructing Company Limited, Grace Foods, Spirits Expression Sports Lounge, Imperial Optical Jamaica, Rainforest Caribbean, and Sunshine Snacks.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Elite generation.
When you're winning, it's a sweet story. And when you're not, then the war is bitter. You're quick to call me a sinner. Only judge I know my history. So we have to give the king glory. Like a tree planted by the river, I smile with the sun. Can't keep it down, cause we have to overcome.
Sleepless nights under pressure, got a lot on my mind. What would life be without all the struggles of mine? Can't sleep, some steam trees for peace of mind. I can't sleep, but these sweet dreams do ease my mind. I say, what success without a little sacrifice? With every downfall, yes, you have to have a rise. Yeah, in the world to lose your soul, no, but not gonna pay that price. I forgive done, so life the morning, Sunday, so
victory. When you're winning, it's a sweet story. And when you're not, then the war is bitter. You're quick to call me a sinner. Only that I know my history. So we have to give the king glory. Like a tree planted by the river, I
when I light up on my chalwa. Tell the selfish we not go beg them for no sponsor. Coming on my red will always try to pull you under. Pagans try to break you, wanna kill you, make you stronger. Play my thoughts with a little meditating. Out of nothing, opportunities creating. King Selassie, I don't stop, I get the praising. For eternity, we keep the fire.
Victory. When you're winning, it's a sweet story. And when you're not, then the war is bitter. You quick to call me a sinner. Only that I know my history. So we have to give the King glory. Like a tree planted by the river. I am smiling when the sun.
Welcome back to the Talk of Your Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, coming to you live on Nationwide 90 FM. And this is Amal Curdin-tastic. I don't even know who need a nickname. Curdin.
MK.
The MK, the brand MK. And today we are the brand that's discussing how to make the most out of your summer. We were talking earlier with Naomi and Tyreek about, just the transition, what to expect as you move from one level of school into the next. But a very important part of our introductory discussions was the rest and relaxation of summer. So I'm going to play this game with you now. I'm going to mention an area and you tell me what are some of the things we should look forward to in the summer, and us also joining, obviously. Because we're saying rest, relaxation, enjoying the summer to also rediscover other things. So, ready. Category, movies. What are some of the movies we should look out for this summer, whether on Netflix
Bad
or
Boys.
Naturally. Bad Boys.
Yeah, I think it's Bad Boys for life.
It is.
Yeah, Long Life or something.
Do you think the Bad Boys series is overdone or no?
I mean, it can never get old.
I think so
like,
too.
just the whole duo dynamic, like, it's just something that I look out for. Every time I hear that it's something new, it's something that I definitely look forward to. So, yeah, I don't think
and it's now in theaters, and we know here in Jamaica we now have 4D.
Yeah, indeed.
So that's something for us to look forward to, and it's in the Palace Amusement brand of companies, specifically at the theater in Crossroads that you can go and watch it at Cineplex. Not Cineplex, sorry. Carib, that you can go and watch it in 4D. What other movies though should we look forward to this summer?
I heard Inside Out 2 was also...
Yes, that's out as well. I'm also looking forward to Furiosa and Mad Max Saga. Especially if you're into that type of world, then you can certainly enjoy.
I'm looking forward to some series also, some series. And...
Okay, alright, so we're moving to Netflix already. Before Netflix though, there's one coming out at the very end of summer that... Do you even know Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice? No? Wow.
No, I hear him pretty says that often. Mr. You know that?
I guess clearly Cardane is too young for Beetlejuice. But Beetlejuice is coming out in theaters at the end of summer, I think early September, so that's what we can look out for as well.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah, go Google it, sir. Go Google what is
I'm
Beetlejuice.
Right
I can't believe you don't know Beetlejuice. That was a very good TV show that they're now making into a big movie. Alright, there's also...
There's also Everybody Hates Chris. Is it Everybody Hates Chris? Is getting animated now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's coming out in the summer?
Yeah. I heard the news. I saw
There's
the news
also Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes that's out already that you can watch. And also Hitman that's coming up. Well, you're mentioning series. What series are you looking forward to watching this summer or binge watching?
I'm definitely looking forward to The Night Agent. I'm definitely looking forward to that. You don't know The Night Agent?
What's that about? Well, you have to go tell me about that after.
Yeah. You definitely should check out that. You should Google that. I'm going to Google Beetlejuice now.
Alright, and for girls, I know everybody was all about this Barbie thing last year in the summer. So this summer they have actually on Netflix Black Barbie, a documentary. Clearly I'm sure it's going to be something very empowering about, skin and beauty. So girls especially will love to see that on Netflix. There's also one coming out or has come out I think yesterday, Trigger Warning on Netflix. And it's already getting rave reviews. So if you're binge watching and loving your Netflix, then you can go there. I know many persons have not yet started season 3 because they wanted both parts of Bridgerton to be out, and that's out. So if you haven't, seriously? Some persons haven't started to watch it yet. So I still have to say it. It's something you can look forward to.
You watch it?
Yes, I do.
You should watch it, KD.
No comments.
So that's something to watch this summer. Okay. And all right, let's move now from. Or is there any other movie you want to mention here? Inside Out, Bad Boys, Mad Max Furiosa. what other one should I think about that we can watch this summer? And of course, as we say.
By the way, I found Beetlejuice. This is it.
Yes, that's Beetlejuice.
This look. I don't think I would enjoy.
And Transformers High Moon is actually coming out.
Have you guys seen the new Kung Fu Panda?
Yes.
Oh yes, I watched it the other day.
I love it. I think it's great.
So you have quite a bit if you're a moviegoer. If you're not a moviegoer, trust me, you're missing out a lot. I know since COVID, many persons who have just been stuck in their room on Netflix, but come out of the house, go to a cinema. We have many of them, and go watch a movie. And especially in the summer, they have a lot of deals that you can benefit from, and they have half price days throughout that you can benefit from. All right, shifting a little now from topic of movies, let's go to, because I said in the summer, because it's so hot, we need to be visiting lots of beaches, rivers, exploring. Jamaica can be the land of wood and water. And we will explore the many water bodies, the safe water bodies, because we're about to drown. Yes, that we should visit. So what are some of them on our list that we should be exploring?
I would definitely say it's Dunn's River Park for me.
You've never been to Dunn's River Falls?
I've never been.
Are you even Jamaican? Alright, let's ask this first question. Where is Dunn's River Falls? What parish may you find?
Let's test it.
Isn't it St. Anne?
Yes.
Yeah, I know where it is.
So one little drive, skate on the toll, and you get to St. Anne, Dunn's River Falls. But yes, that's a typical summer curtain. So please make sure before the end of this summer and told you visited Dunn's River Falls.
I will come back in
the end of August.
And update us.
We'll give it to the end of August.
Yeah, and give you the experience breakdown and
But apart from Dunn's River, where else?
Personally, I don't like open water bodies. I hate the beaches and I don't like rivers. I'll go to any pool.
Damien, we're putting you in detention. Bye.
Thank you
for
that
so
comment.
Apart from Dunn's River, there's also Turtle River Falls, and it also has attractions there. Same St. Anne as well. There's also YS Falls on the south coast that you can visit.
Yeah, I've been there before. Yeah,
okay.
That's a very nice attraction.
There's Reggae Falls and you have the more rustic or undiscovered ones like Reggae Falls in St. Thomas as well.
Yeah.
You also have, if you're interested in rafting, there is the Martha Bray rafting in Trelawney.
Yeah.
And you can book those through the different tour companies. There's also Rio Grande in Portland. There is, I think it's Gut River. Is it Gut River in Manchester? There's one in Manchester that's very undiscovered that I saw on Instagram recently that I want to go visit. Yeah. So that's rivers. What about beaches? It's Gut River in Manchester. Yeah.
I'm not really a beach person per se. But there's this beach in I went in, what's that place again? I think it was Portland.
Okay.
A beach in Portland. I don't quite remember
Winifred?
the name.
So Winifred is a good one in Portland to visit.
I'm not sure about.
And if you're going to the northwest coast, you have obviously Doctor's Cave Beach in Montego Bay. That's a very nice one as well. And there's a Starbucks at the front. So if you love your Starbucks, you can get your Starbucks and go on the beach there in Montego Bay. And of course, there's Puerto Rico Beach in St. Anne as well. So St. Anne has a lot of sites that you can visit.
As you guys can see, Malik is our local Talk Up Youth travel guide.
Yeah, like
I mean,
you have a travel YouTube channel or
I need I maybe need you guys to help me.
Traveling with Malik.
Or we can have that segment, for Talk Up Radio.
For the
Talk
summer?
Up Youth Travels, yeah.
Talk Up Youth Travels.
Exactly.
Well,
and we can go through and discuss.
Sponsored by Malik.
And we can go through and discuss some of the many places that we've visited.
Okay.
Review them and also want to visit.
That's a good idea.
All right. So we've done rivers, beaches.
What about restaurants?
All right. Cool. As a foodie, which restaurants do I want to visit?
I've never been to Chilitos.
Same, honestly, and even mention that's common. I've never been
You guys live in Kingston?
Trust me.
Alright, Chilitos is a vibe, and usually they have a lot of different days. So, for example, you have Margarita Mondays, Burrito Thursdays, Taco Tuesdays, you can deals from. So, okay, you guys need to really go and enjoy some of these different restaurants.
Yeah.
With the summer internship money, don't spend off all of it, but use some of it.
Well, here.
Alright, where else? And do not take KFC, American.
Oh my gosh.
So, Chilitos, there's also... There's a new one, a Mystic Thai or Mystic India. That's I think I want.
I've heard of that one on Instagram too.
Yeah. For real.
But also, apart from the restaurants in the corporate area, you need to also, as I said, as part of the touring and going out, there's Jack Sprat in St. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
There is Little Ochi as well in St. Elizabeth. There's so many on the coast.
You know, well,
how many of you been to Portland? Not Portland. For Boston Jerk specifically in Portland. The home of jerk chicken? And jerk pork? Jerk food?
No.
Wow. Yeah, you have a lot to catch up on this summer. Alright, what were you going to say?
First of all, I must big up Mr. Scarlett. Mr. Scarlett went to you know, remember how call it Mr. Rose? We went the other day to Salt. Was it Salt in Clarendon?
I didn't pay attention. I was very jealous.
Salt
River.
Salt River. Yeah, we went to Salt River the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, and I must big up my producer for that. You know.
So you're gonna have to do a lot more touring this summer.
I must say, yeah.
Sure. All right. So apart from Boston Jerk in Portland, there's also I would also want to go this time around again to Port Royal. There's so many seafood places in Port Royal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been to Port Royal before.
Oh my God, Credin.
I think we're going to have to really every week give him an assignment.
I don't think you're Jamaican enough, you know.
Yeah. As an assignment, every week we're going to have to ask him to go somewhere and report back to us where he's visiting.
All these leaving the host activities. What about hobbies, guys? What about hobbies for the summer?
All right, clearly we have to watch the Paris Olympics. Clearly.
Oh yes,
definitely.
So a lot of that has to be Team Jamaica all the way, obviously. So we have that to watch.
100%.
Any other events?
Oh, Reggae
So
Sunfest.
we can merge events and hobbies.
Okay.
Going out is a hobby. All right,
I wouldn't consider going out a hobby, but
going to the movies, going to these restaurants, going to these places of interest is a hobby. All right. What other hobby do you want to take up or continue in your summer?
Wait, before we get into that, actually, we're being reminded by our sound engineer that the Paris Olympics will be aired here live on Nationwide 90 FM. So you don't have to change your dial when that starts here.
Exactly. So we can listen to it right here and view it right here.
Definitely.
All right.
But going back into the hobbies, though,
yes.
I actually wanted to try learning Japanese, a new language. So that would be for me for the summer.
Well, Team Duolingo, I've already started my new hobby.
Same.
So I've
Duolingo.
actually started learning French on Duolingo.
Oh. We should add each other and start a stage.
I think so, but you know, it's very important that you learn a new language. It's really helpful.
You know, I'm going to sign up for the sign language course.
I want to learn sign language as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to sign up for that.
I think the Jamaica Sign Language Institute or unit also has some courses. So I think,
that is
learning a new language is always important. But I know how to say a boy in French.
In old French.
Un garçon. So you see, I'm learning Duolingo. Yeah, Team Duolingo.
What you learning in Japanese, Mr. Rose?
Konnichiwa.
What is that?
That's hello.
That's all.
I'm pretty sure it's not hello. You can't put me on the spot like that, guys.
Alright, so learning a new language. What other hobby? I actually want to take up, as you said, obviously, in sign language, yes, it's a language, but I also want to take up a skill this summer. Whether it's carpentry, because apart from just being learning at academic, going to university and doing your courses and going to high school.
What high school you used to go?
Cornwall College in St. James,
so,
yes.
You never do any...
No, I never did any of those subjects. But either I'm going to go to Heart and learn a skill, whether it's carpentry or even cooking and baking. I want to be a professional baker.
Definitely.
I think that's an extra skill you can use, and you can even use it and maximize it as a business thereafter.
Yeah.
So if you can get to do any of those short courses from a Heart, or any of those training schools,
VDTI.
or VDTI, go for it this summer as well. That's something I think I want to pick up as well.
Definitely. Being a well-rounded individual.
Individual is very
especially the more physical, physically, let's not say strain, but the more physically useful activities.
Yes.
Other people after summer, gain a few pounds. Like let's get out there more, guys. Let's.
And DIY doing it yourself is really, really important. The sense of satisfaction you can get as well.
To know that I did this.
Yeah.
So quite a summer agenda that we can really maximize this summer.
Yeah.
Whether it's a hobby, whether it's a movie, whether it is a language, whether it's a place of interest to visit.
Definitely.
Maximize that this summer.
And I'm here on the YouTube comments. Some persons are seeing Reach Falls in Portland.
Okay, so we have other persons adding,
This is definitely somewhere you should visit. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely going to visit a lot of places in this summer because
No, but you especially need to because you didn't even visit Dan's River Falls yet.
Carry the better, man.
So,
yeah, true.
switching the narrative a bit now. So, what's been happening in terms of social media highlights this week? So, we're seeing that the Jamaica Bauxite Institute joins with Papine High in greenhouse farming. A memorandum of understanding (MOU) has been signed between the Jamaica Bauxite Institute (JBI) and the Papine High School for the utilization of a greenhouse to advance the school's agriculture program. What are your views on this?
I definitely believe it's a great move in terms of getting our country to be eco-friendly back again and to reduce our emissions footstep.
Our green footprint.
Yeah,
okay.
all those things. So I definitely believe that it's something great and it's a great move, especially for Jamaica. And time's so hot.
And what's so interesting, I think it's very important as well because we saw initially there was a move by the Caribbean Examinations Council to cut out a number of subjects to include agriculture science.
So this is a nice way to get them back involved in
and to let them appreciate that, because it doesn't seem like the most popular, the most exciting, doesn't mean it's not very relevant to our society. And so I'm sure, as we've all agreed, we can commend the JBI for really partnering with high schools, starting up and utilizing their greenhouse to advance agriculture programs in schools.
Definitely.
Because agriculture makes sense because if we don't have agriculture, we can't eat.
So true.
And we have to find sustainable ways to dealing with our food security.
Definitely.
But with the summer comes, of course, extreme heat. Another thing that we saw on social media this week is extreme heat in India killed more than 100 people in the past 3.5 months. A month-long heat wave across parts of India has killed more than 100 people and led to over 40,000 suspected cases of heat stroke in the past 3.5 months, according to India's Ministry of Health. So, what does that tell us?
I think especially for us in Jamaica, we kind of take for granted how powerful the sun is because it'd be like, over here we have sun every day. It can't be that serious.
Yeah,
it's very serious. People are dying.
It is very.
But it means as well we have to take precautions. I mean, we're fortunate now, especially in Kingston and in some parts of the West I hear where now in the summer we know comes afternoon showers or a little rain to cool the place down.
Like
but even so, if we don't get them, and we know that as well, June is the start of the
hurricane season?
Somebody passed geography. So from June to November is the hurricane season. So we're starting that season as well. But minus that, because of this heat and these very high temperatures, it's very important that we take precautions and do what? Stay hydrated.
Sunscreen, guys.
Sunscreen when these extreme temperatures.
I heard someone say that my skin is enough sunscreen. I'm like, no.
I mean, yes, we know we depend on the sun for vitamin D, but we also, because we know in the summer it gets extra hot, we have to take care of ourselves by hydrating. Sunscreen when you're going outside. If you have your glasses that have the relevant tint or filter, wear them. And of course, I know some people might be saying, why do I need to wear a hat? But wear a cap or a hat as well because you protect yourself from the UV rays.
Especially when heat stroke is so prevalent in these times.
Exactly, but hydrate, and hydrate doesn't mean just drink juice, drink water.
Yeah.
We keep hearing this all the time about 6 to 8 glasses and people don't do it. But we really, really, really need to hydrate and drink our water. And of course, as we said as well, to keep moisturized and wear our sunscreen.
Definitely.
Especially when we're taking part in all these exploring and physical activities and going across the country to visit all these restaurants and these places of interest. Make sure you are hydrating. But what a show. So many expectations, Cardine, that we've discussed at Damien this year for our summer.
We have plans.
A lot of plans, but also lots of reflection as we think about the next stage of our lives, our academic journeys.
100%.
Whether we're leaving from high school to university or from primary school to high school, to embrace the journey. Remember, we're not going to be delayed and denied, but we're going to also enjoy the journey to getting towards our success and also being positive throughout it all. And remembering as well to rest, relax, get your energy up, get your strength up for the journey ahead. So we have come down to the final minute. And now we are here saying, of course, big up and thanks to our executive producer, Empress Golding, for conceptualizing this program and giving us this opportunity to share with young people, empower other young people, and to motivate each other. Our producers, Damian Scarlett and Damian Rose. Hats off to you, Mr. Rose, for the topic and concept for today. And I know we're going to be discussing more about summer and summer plans throughout the summer months. So hats off to you for conceptualizing our show today.
Yeah.
And to our studio engineer today, Kevin, for really holding down the fort. And of course, our guests who came in,
Tariq
and Naomi, and for sharing their pearls of wisdom with us.
Yeah.
And of course to you, our listeners, our faithful listeners, and our viewers on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. So on behalf of the entire Talk Up Youth radio show and the Nationwide News Network family, we want to wish you a very safe, restful, and happy weekend and happy summer. And stick and stay next week. So until next time and next week for another engaging episode. This was the Talk Up Youth radio show. Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth.
See you next week.
We rise to the top, cause we know what it takes. Through it all we survive, yet still hold the faith, unchangeable.